All right. There we go. All right. We are good. Alrighty, time to get this going. Sorry about the link mix-up, friends. Had a little bit of an issue a moment ago, but we are good now. Sorry about the little bit of delay there. I set up the stream last night so that you guys would be able to see it. I accidentally set it up as a mobile stream, which was just total garbage of me to do. But hey, welcome guys. Welcome. Alright, we're all set to go. I got myself my cold brew coffee. I've got the game all set up. The boys have been out to pee and poop, but I don't know where the Greyhound went. But he's somewhere around here. Alright, so just making sure we're all set to go. Give you guys just a minute to tune in. And while I'm waiting for everybody to get ready and to tune in and whatnot, I'll share with you guys a little bit about why I love this game so much, because it's such a good game. So I found this game in the summer of last year, and I found this shortly after I started doing like Let's Play streams. And because if you guys remember, the first one that I played was SCP Containment Breach, and I'm still going to be doing that. You guys voted to keep it. I'm sadly saying goodbye to In the Darkness, but that's okay. That's okay. It's bad to fans. But this was one of the next games. It was, I think, maybe either game number 3 or game number 4. It wasn't the first one, but it was the first series that I did. The first long series that I put together. And, I mean, like, what was it, 22 videos? And that's not even including the That's not even including the... there's a word for it. That doesn't even include the trailer that I put in, which would make it 23. And you guys loved it. Like, it's been my most successful Let's Play series so far. And one of the really cool things about it is, like, you get to see a lot about human behavior, how your actions have consequences and whatnot. And it really is a good avenue to be able to share your faith and your values. And I really appreciate that a lot about it. So, I wanted to give you guys the option to jump in and make those decisions. So here's how it's going to work, and I'll be reminding you guys as the stream goes on. I'm going to be playing the game, but along the way there are going to be decisions that need to be made. You have to make choices. You have to choose to do this, that, or the other. And I'm going to let you choose it. So far, I think, at least of everybody that I personally know, I'm the only one that's played the game all the way through, and I played it through a couple of times. But I'm not going to guide you on it at all. You're making the decisions. If for those of you, which I think is just Jeb, who's watched my Let's Play of Sir Brante all the way through, other than that, you guys are pretty much probably going in blind. And I do understand that there will be some times when people cannot join in and cannot necessarily participate. So, what I will do in such cases is I have a dice roll app, and I will roll a random dice, not a random. I'll roll a die to decide if you guys cannot come to a consensus or if nobody's in the stream. That way, the Let's Play continues, even if people have to go. Because I know it's a Monday, but it's also a holiday day, so I wanted to give you guys a chance. But if you guys don't, the game shall continue. Alright, sound good? And Jeb was here the first time I tried this. I had to stop because I ended up having to be somewhere, and so I had to shut down the stream. But this time, I don't have to be anywhere, so we're just hanging here. Alright, you guys ready to get going? Let's get it started. So we are going to do a new game. Well, first, hang on. Let me make sure I deleted. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, so new game. And of course, it's not me playing, it's you guys, so... Sir Other One's Brante. So you guys are gonna be, and I tried this for a few minutes the other day, and it was funnier than I thought it would be. So what we're gonna do? It's gonna be the conglomeration of all of you guys. Chapter restarts. We're going to enable them because I don't want you guys to get to the point that you're stuck and you can't progress forward. But I will not restart unless you guys die. Unless you guys kill off other ones, then we're going to play it through to its inevitable end, no matter what happens. Until we get to the end of the story, you guys can come back in and remake decisions. But your consequences will be hidden. I'm not letting you guys skimp out on this one. You don't get to craft the story bits and pieces and make the bars go up and down. No. You're going to be just as hurt by the decisions that you make as I was when I made it. Sound good? All right. It's time to get started then. Some of the, and I'll go ahead and give you a heads up. Some of this I'm not going to read because some of it's just like poetic repeat and stuff, which is, good from a story writing point. But if I'm playing this with you and having you guys make the decision, it's just going to bog down the story. So you hold the fate of a single man in your hands. That's you, not me. I'm out of this one. Random chance and you guys. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality status, what he leaves in history, every step he takes at your behest. His character will change and evolve. Doors will open for him. That's your choice. His birth, or the world of his birth, is a ruthless realm where people are divided into estates. It's hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and his personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. All right? That's the reality of it, and that's the reality of life sometime. Every victory will be a struggle, but what will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world, it all depends on you.
The story of my life remains written on these pages, but my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get crafting. Now, I will say, Jeb tuned in for the first time I tried to stream this, and he made a few decisions. He cannot be here today because he is working, but I will uphold his decisions he made, but it's only, I think, the first one that he made a decision on. Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing grows ragged. Your hands... hang on. Wait. Hang on, you're going to lose the audio for a moment. I'm going to move my face. Yeah, I'm going to move my face down here. There we go. Okay, back to the stuff now. Alright, fingers stained with ink, ragged, hands are shaking, words begin appearing on the page before you, one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your life. Who are you, and how did you reach this end? You were born and raised and lived your entire life in the blessed Archnean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human, Archnean, or nobleman, priest, lowborn, commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And, each life is not but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back, they engulf you in a merciless wave, binding together the days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood, high ranks and lowly deeds. opulent places, palaces, secret, okay, all that stuff. Like I said, some of it is just poetic stuff. Such was your life, now exposed by ink erupting onto a page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw it. Every choice had a price. Now, years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life. Of all paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate, or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? Alright, so, now I'm going to do Jeb's response because he's been my biggest supporter on the Sir Brante train, and he did get to make this decision, so I'll uphold it. But this gives you guys a picture of what you're going to do, and so when I ask you, what shall your choice be? Then you just type in whatever this is. The man himself, the world around him, a higher power, or there is no destiny. I'm curious to know what you guys would put in. We've got 3 people on the stream right now. What would you put? If you had to choose, what would you put as your answer? Now, when I played my full stream a while ago, I chose there is no destiny. Give you guys a couple of seconds. Anybody? Alright, that's okay. Alright, so... Oh, hey Josh! What's up? Alright, you'd say there is no destiny. Clearly the best choice. Absolutely, Josh. That's what I put. I just, you slam your fist on the table, you just go... Alright, but I did say that I would uphold Jeb's since he made this decision during the first stream and he can't be here. Sadly. Hang on, I'm losing the music again. There we go. Just wanted to rearrange a few things. Alright, now Jeb said the higher power, but the next choice, Josh, if you're the only one here, then you get to make the next decision. And the next one is an important one. You put your hands together in a silent prayer. Death is near, and you are ready to step beyond the final threshold. Your life was not lived in vain. It was part of a greater design. Really stick it to the man with that choice. Yeah, I will say, and you can watch my previous Let's Play of it. Like, I did stick it to the man. Like, my entire Let's Play was try to stick it to the man. Don't control me. You don't control me. This is evil. Oh, it ended so badly. Anyways. Your life was not lived in vain. It was part of a greater design. Like it or not, we were all guided by forces beyond our ken. The same forces that shape the destinies of men and civilizations. No matter how much free will we think we have, we are nothing but obedient instruments to the hands of eternity. It's supposed to be of, I'm pretty sure. True freedom has always lain in understanding the greater laws that govern our tiny lives. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, we'll have to return to the very beginning. So that takes us to the start of the game. Alright, now, all of these little tabs that are over here on the side, if you guys ever want to take a look at them, all you have to do is just ask, and I'll tell you what they mean as we unlock them. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning in the world which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trifling life stretches before you, so many feats, faults, fates to choose. Like I said, sometimes it's just poetic-y stuff. Who will you grow up to be? Alright, so in childhood and adolescence and youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality and his qualities and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and the future occupation of your hero. It's a long prologue, but most of the game is in adulthood. But the prologue, it's a very long prologue. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will other one's Brante grow up to be? It's your call. That's right, it's all on your shoulders, Josh. Every single bit of it's on your shoulders. You screw this up, I'm coming for you. Actually, you're coming to me because you guys are coming up here to this. Alright, so these are the endings that we can get in the childhood chapter. There's the fencing lesson. You dare to study fencing, like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. There is the beyond. As a small child, you suffer your first death and rebirth. They'll explain this, but you have 3 lives. You ultimately you die 4 times, and there is an ending where you can die in early childhood. Insight, you experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and lots of its inhabitants, and Nobleman's Sacrament, which is the one that I ended up with when I played. You challenge the Sacred Order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Feeling the pressure. Yeah, you should feel the pressure. Alright, so willpower is for difficult decisions. There are some of them where, like, the choices you make determine if you're able to. Some of them is just willpower, and if you use, and I did this early on in childhood. I used up all of my willpower early on, and then I had to accept a bad decision because I didn't have enough willpower to be able to do something. Alright, so the Destiny screen is now available. You click on the Destiny screen. It takes you over here, and you can see all of your endings. So if you guys want to look at the endings, all you have to do is ask about the Destiny. You got your personality things over here. This tells you the things that you can look at, shows you how much determination, perception, or willpower you have, or how many deaths that you've had over here. And when you get to the last death, you don't get resurrected. And then this shows your family stuff. We don't need this one yet. And then these are your family members. Alright, so with that, let's begin. Hope you're ready, Josh. First decision's coming up. At first there was nothing, no time, no sensation, nothing bad, nothing but darkness and void. But then, a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter the world. Also, let me know if the game volume is too high or anything. Your first memory, you are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures who created you. You are part of them and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out painful forms of desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are 2 of them. The ones who made you form from their own selves and brought you into this world. Just say they had sex. That's just an easier way to say that. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is a soft, empathetic, wise, and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is a strong, powerful, commanding, and noble one. It's harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance and a force of protection and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there's also a third figure. It's like a shadow, barely seen behind them. Pada, pada, pada. It is the very will to live that is now growing ever stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, and a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Are you going to reach out to the soft and gentle palm? Are you going to reach out to the strong and sturdy fist? Or are you going to smile at the shadow? Which shall you choose? This is the first decision that has consequence. What would you say, Josh? Are you gonna stick it to your parents already, or are you gonna be nice to one of them? When I played through, I clicked smile at the shadow. I played the ultimate. I played the ultimate rebel. Reach to the palm. Okay, reach to the soft and gentle palm. Good choice. Good choice. All right, so you're gonna build an early. No, it's okay. Hey, you locked it in. You locked it in. All right, so you're going to build an early good relationship with Mom. That's a good thing. All right, your little palm awkwardly clasps a soft finger. You explore your mother's hands by touch. She smiles gently as her arms wrap around you and lift you up. She smells of home, that indescribable smell, that feeling of safety that is second to none. Her embrace is the warmest place in all the world, a place you want to stay for all eternity. And that decision, Josh, gives little other one's Brante a +1 to perception. So good job, good job. Your life begins in this world, and how will you live it? All right, now we're gonna get to one of my favorite characters. Oh, those birds are deafening. Please let me know if the birds are too loud, because when I played before, like, the birds were just so loud. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize your father by his heavy breath and his strong, cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little other ones, Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. That's all you gotta say to me, Mom? I chose you first. I think I deserve a little bit more than... You was small, now you's big. Come on. There are 2 more children in the family named Stefan and Gloria. I love Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you into the air. Oh, look, it's your brother and sister. Seriously, lady, you kind of suck at this mom thing right now. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together, but I'll always be a judge because you were born a commoner. Yes, I'm going to retain the voices that I built for the 2 of them. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby other ones. Let's go play in the yard. It is hot outside. The birds are deafening, screaming into your ears. You start to bleed and you die from bleeding out of your ears. You grip your brother's hands with the other hand, with one hand, and your sister's with the other, as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. The sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It's so bright it hurts to look at. What are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey! Wanna play hide and seek? He's just a little baby. How's he gonna play? Well, then you hide him, and I'll find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, even though you heard it all perfectly and I was able to read it. But you support them with happy cooing. This is strange but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Oh, and just as a reminder, Josh, you can die during these early years. So keep that in mind as you make decisions. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick brush by a tall wall. The light from that tall stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground, puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. Here's your next choice. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? How are you going to respond to this situation? Are you going to cry loudly? Are you going to try to find your own way home? Or are you just going to sit there and wait? What is baby other ones going to do this time? Alright, I see that there's another person who has joined in on the stream. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat and decide the fate of this young baby who is out in the wilderness alone. And I will... Oh, find your own way home. Gotta go alone. Hey, yeah, you know it. You know it. That's what I did too. Good choice. Build some independence early on. You get up on your feet, swaying a little bit. Carefully, you take your first step and then lose your balance and plop down to the ground again, and you fall down, hit your head on a rock, and die. Good job, Josh. Carefully, you take... Oh, I already read that part. And you plop... Oh, yeah. Plop down on the ground again, but you're determined. You get up again, and you keep walking in the direction that Gloria went. You walk out of the bushes further towards the wall of the house, and then, with the most tender and gentle hands in the whole world, embrace you and pick you up. Mother has found you. There you are. You lean on Mother's chest and hold on to her with your arms. You want her to know that you came here all by yourself without any help. She pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria's in tears and Stefan is staring at his feet. It's starting at his feet. Wish they fixed that. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now. Good job. You've gained determination. Good choice. Good. I like the way you play, Josh. I like the way you play. So you've got a determination. You've got a perception. This is good so far. This is good so far. Welcome, friends. I see more friends joining in. All right. So basically, quick explanation for people who are new. I'm reading the game. You guys are making the decisions. All right. So whenever we come to a decision, you guys are going to vote in the chat which decision you want to make. All right. The Great Descent. Another memory. You're still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You're too young to understand, so now just, do everything your sister says. Okay? Gloria takes you to the playroom, and it's a little creepy. I first saw this, I thought that Gloria was going to be leading us in some kind of, like, medieval evil chant or something like that. There are no toys, no chairs, and even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing there but a bare wooden floor. Today, we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. Ugh. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It's quite unusual. It's quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the doors are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice. A lonely sound in the empty room. It's a little song that your mother taught you. Or that taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twin gods came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them. 1, 2, 3. They're twins made them for you and me. Isn't this fun? Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand and guide us to the twin command. I'm so smart. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Never, never. Live your lot of where you were born. To this day, when you pass on, know your lot and know the prayer for the twins. See everywhere. You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, other ones? Don't you? Do you know what it's all about? In parts where she talks for a long time, I'm going to stop the voice because her voice gets tiresome to do for a while. But there are 3 lots that brought us to the twins when they descended from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anytime in this world. If you follow the lots as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, their idea of heaven. And if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot, their version of hell. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too. So the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard, understand? The priests and nobles have... the priest and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. That's fair. All right, next decision's coming up, y'all. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Gloria's voice is so fun. And what's funny is like I gave her like the most like Valley Girl, like over the top, cheesy ditzy girl voice, and then I ended up falling in love with her character. It's just I mess myself up sometimes. All right, room starts to glow from the sky. Then you see this light emerge. Two figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder. The other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria, here we go, y'all. All right, there's 4 people watching right now. Get ready and be ready to make your decisions. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verse once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? Will you sing the song properly, or are you going to sing the last line wrong on purpose? What shall you choose, other ones? Will you conform, and will you sing things properly so you can make people happy and be a part of the society? Or are you going to purposely, granted you're 2, but are you going to stick it to the twin gods and sing it wrong on purpose? What shall you do? 1, 2, 1, 2. And as we go along, by the way, these decisions... Oh, you want to sing the last line wrong? You're playing very similar to me. This is why we're friends. Alright, so Josh votes to sing it wrong. Does anyone else... There are a few other people in the chat. Does anyone want to contradict? Or are we good? I'll give you just a couple seconds more, and then we're going to lock in Josh's answer if nobody else answers. Nobody else? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Josh's answer locks it in. We are singing the last line wrong.
Know your lot and know the prayer. There are lots of lies told everywhere!
You shout these words, but you have no idea how they came to you. The shining pillar standing behind her back turns to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom when the moment passes and melts into the dim light coming from the window. Now Gloria is staring at you. You see disappointment in her eyes.
Other ones, that's not the way the song ends. Why did you ruin it?
You shrug, quite pleased with your cleverness. Yeah, and you have built up another determination. Good job, good job. So now that you've got 2 determination, you'll be able to do some things that you weren't able to do before. All right. This is going pretty good so far. Going pretty good. Alrighty. You're starting to understand more about what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His title is earned through great service. But your mother is a lowborn woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner. But father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age because you're a smart kid. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls the poems prayers. Again and again, you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of the holy light that shines in the sky day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. That seems a little bit like a health hazard, if you know what I mean. I'm surprised that there aren't more blind people in this world. Greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and to avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, your father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother soon. Brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings in his way as it is. Soon, you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl. You will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find the stories of wars, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting. And Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is terrifying and alluring.
Hey, that's a little overboard, Mom.
You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You're both ashamed and proud. It feels odd. Scratching your head stings a little bit. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. Of course you would. Why wouldn't you? You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You don't want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She is not as gentle to you these days. Why did you hurt Stefan, other ones? You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. It's good brother logic. How dare you pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm going to hit you with a real sword. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer. But your brother was born of a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. And because you have some willpower, you can accept punishment. But that means it will use a little bit of willpower. And this is that's what it looks like whenever you unlock something you couldn't have before. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. So what are you going to do? Are you going to accept your punishment and tell Mother you're ready to be punished? Are you going to deny your guilt and insist that you're not guilty and will not be punished no matter what? Or are you going to demand an explanation from Mother? Which shall you choose? And remember, the more these decisions go, the more serious they become. And while you are deciding, other ones, because there are 5 of you, welcome friends, so you guys are making the decisions are right here. You hit your older brother, but he's a nobleman, so you being a lowborn person, Josh is going to vote to demand an explanation. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to get myself a little bit more to drink, and if anybody wants to be contraire with Josh and do something other than demand an explanation, y'all better vote in the chat very quickly while I get myself a little bit more to drink, and when I come back, I will lock in whatever answer is most popular. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Josh is the only one who has responded, so therefore, we are locking in his answer for demanding an explanation. I believe that is also what I did in... yeah. That is what I did as well. Alright, so Josh is going to demand an explanation. You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner if your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself? Over and over and over. Mother is stunned by all of the questions you are peppering her with. Don't you dare ask me about that other ones. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it all to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest. And you are flogged in front of your entire family. Great, Mom. Good, just great. Just great, Mom. The pain burns on your skin again and again, tears rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. It hurts to walk when you are finally let go. You slowly climb up the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed, The Teaching of Issatius, Volume 2. Your tears have dried now and you begin to read slowly, making your way through the difficult words. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twin's judgment. And when the body dieth the true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall be met in bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. The words confuse and elude you, instilling fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up, and you have gained another perception. Oh, the verbs. Oh, the verbs are so loud. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day, she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks in the yards now. I loved Gloria. Gloria was my buddy. You explored the yard. Oh yeah.
Hey, other ones, do you want to hear a rhyme? I read it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anybody, okay?
And so now I'm going to drop the voice. Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stefan? Our judge is my second father. In the past I had another. Mother says the twins are great, says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around, please don't fall down on the ground.
See? I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them it's mine.
But today, your sister's nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there. But then she vanished. The servants join you in the search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked here about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You were absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing.
I can decide for myself, Mom.
No, you cannot. It's already been decided by the gods.
And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. And I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone.
You're a commoner and a future wife. It is time you learned how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble. That's not our fate, and you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. Aha, and you are able to do everything. Because you have determination, because you have perception, and because you have willpower. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace, and Gloria sobs violently. You're a bystander to this scene, unsure of how to act. Which shall you do, other ones? Shall you complain to Mother about your sister and about how Gloria often leaves you alone? Shall you offer to write rhymes with her when nobody can hear? Shall you comfort your sister and say that Mother is wrong? Or shall you retreat to your room without saying a word? Which shall you do? And be aware, if you choose to comfort your sister, you will use some of your willpower. Alright, there are 4 tuning in right now. What shall you choose? Aha! Welcome, Anne of Narnia. Glad you could join in. And yes, I know who you are. Alright, so we've got 2 people in the chat now. What decision shall you make? Alright, so Josh is going to say offer to write rhymes with her. Okay. Anne of Narnia, do you have a decision? Do you contradict Josh? Or are you willing to go along with offering to write rhymes with her? I'll give you another about 15-ish seconds. Let's see. Yeah, that's not one that requires willpower. Which is good, because while willpower usually gives you the best outcomes, you can only do so much before you run out of willpower. Does Anne of Narnia have any decisions? Give you another 10 seconds. You agree? Okay. Alright, so in that case, we are locking in to offer to write rhymes with her, correct? Yes. Offering to write rhymes with her. And now we get to different decisions, because I chose to use willpower and comfort her. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. Mother leaves. Excuse me. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You hug your sister and whisper to her. Let's go to the library, you say. The 2 of you can hide together under the table and write something together. She shakes her head violently. Mother said no, and there's no way she would ever defy her. You reassure her that it will be your secret. You pull Gloria to the library. She fights you, but you refuse to relent. You carefully peek inside. Your sister. Oh gosh. Your sister takes a small book from one of the shelves, and you read it together under the table. It's a book of poetry about eternal love. Gloria clearly adores it. You decide to write a poem of your own. She recites a line in an ecstatic voice, and you repeat it after her and offer a rhyme. She nods happily. Oh, so sweet. You do this until the day ends. You've written a poem of your own and learned it by heart, but not a single line of it has been committed to paper, which means that you stayed true to your mother's rule. You gain an extra perception. Good job. No, I guess we're not yet to the point where we're building the relationship ties. But pretty soon, you'll be making decisions that affect your relationships with people, and then that will restrict the things that you can do. Mother is in her armchair knitting woolen jackets and socks for the little ones. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He's a judge, after all. One day, you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. How's it even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria into the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit and be quiet and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins, first to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a nobleman to be, so you will walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you will walk along the sharp side. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each of you on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, They will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. I wonder why. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run toward them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's all the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. And now we begin with the things that affect your relationships. Now, sometimes some of them will just be affected based on your circumstances, like here with Stefan. He is indifferent because he is a nobleman and he is proud and haughty looking at you guys. And now, family unity has gone down a little bit. That so far is not by y'all's decisions. Y'all are not able to make decisions that make that big of a change yet, though it is coming very soon. Brother and sister sacraments. That's basically just saying that's an event that you guys just did. The newborns cry. Oh, this will be fun. Now we get to the part where you guys affect relationships. And then let's see. It won't be too much longer, and we'll wrap up this stream for the day. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You never hit him. Oh no, the two of you will play together and tease Stefan together. Good boy! And help Mother together and go on many adventures. It feels just strange to be an older brother. Just the other day, you were the youngest in the family, but everything's different now. Parents name your little brother Nathan. Gloria, Stefan, Nathan, other ones. At least his name isn't Burp. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You better go bring it back to her as soon as possible. Here you go, friends. Get ready to make a very important decision. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you are getting an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, other ones! You're bothering me! She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already! When are you going to stop? I want some peace and quiet! Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired. Oh, there's something you can't do here. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You are scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life so much more. You are unable to give Mother a hug because there is a decision that was missed that would have unlocked it. And this is the peril of the life and suffering of Sir Brante. You may call Father for help. You can redirect her anger to yourself, or you can snatch Nathan from Mother, which will use up some of your willpower. Which decision shall you make? I'm curious which one you guys are going to do and see if you guys are going to make the same decision that I did. Josh votes to redirect anger back to the other ones. Anne of Narnia, if you are still here. Ooh, we have a disagreement. We have our first disagreement. Ooh, which shall it be? Is there a third person to break the tie, or are you two going to fight it out? What shall it be, my friends? Alright, so we have our first choices. Are either one of you willing to bend? Alright, Josh says, I'm hoping she will turn empathetic if you redirect her. Interesting thought. Interesting thought indeed. Alright, that's not a bad thought, my friend. That's not a bad thought. Snatching her might make her more... Oh, yeah. Snatching her might make her more angry... Or snatching him might make her more angry. That's a very interesting thought. angry and degrade the relation. Yep. Anne of Narnia, do you have a thought to add to this, or are you going to hear Josh Hall's voice and change your vote? What shall you do? And while there's a little bit of typing going on, let me just send a quick text to Dwaffywoo. And then if there is... Oh, Josh says if you're really sold on your option, then you're willing to bend. So if Anne of Narnia is not willing to bend, then Josh is willing to change his vote. What do you say, Anne of Narnia? Do you think it is best to snatch Nathan, or are you convinced by Josh Hall? I'll give you another 5 seconds. Not 5, I'll give you another 10 seconds. Alright, there we go. Anne of Narnia. Okay. Anne of Narnia. I did not know that you played. Okay, so I snatched as well during my playthrough. Alright, so Anne of Narnia has changed her vote. Alright, so we are redirecting anger to yourself. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Mother keeps shaking Nathan violently, and you cannot stay away any longer. He is no longer bawling, he's shrieking. Just leave me alone! But then, out comes your voice so loud it drowns out the cries.
No, it's not Nathan's fault, Mother. You're just tired. Please don't do anything, little brother. If you have to punish somebody, punish me instead. He's too young, he won't understand.
Your mother freezes and looks at you. Her eyes, 2 narrow slits. Her stare cold and full of pure wrath. So pure you cannot help but recoil in fear. Are you trying to teach me how to take care of a child? Are you giving me lessons on calming a newborn baby? You insolent, insipid, nagging know-it-all. It's time you learned your place. She puts Nathan on the bed sheets, then moves towards you. You step back, but the closed door blocks your way. She slaps you across the face, your ears ringing from the heavy blow and your cheeks burn from her wrath. You wince and close your eyes, expecting a second slap, but nothing comes. Nothing but Mother's heavy breath and Nathan's shrill cries. Then a knock from the door. You step aside. Father walks in. He looks at you, clutching a reddened cheek, and a bawling baby, and Mother's eyes red with rage and tears, her breath heavy and ragged. Yeah, ouch, big ouch. Go to your room, son. I'll join you soon. You do as you're told. Back in your room, you press your aching cheek against the cold window, hurt and dazed by what just happened. Soon enough, Nathan stops crying. You hear Father's heavy footsteps in the hallway. He comes into your room and sits on the bed next to you. Son, please don't be angry with your mother. The twins know she wishes nobody any harm. It's a difficult time for her, but we will make it through as a family. You stepped in to protect your brother. You acted like a little nobleman today. I'm proud of you. Your mother and Nathan are resting now. How bad does it hurt? Good job on getting another determination. You shake your head. Not bad, but your hand still aches. But your hand still aches to clutch the cheek. Still aches. Oh, gotcha. Father embraces you with a sorrowful smile and gingerly pats you on the head as you press your forehead against his housecoat. Things grow calm now. The trouble has passed, and you are quietly happy. Good job, friends. All right, your younger brother Nathan is born, and we're only going to go a moment longer. We're going to go to the next major decision, and then we're going to call it quits for the day. You wake up to Father's touch on your shoulder. He's finally back home after a long trip. Other ones, today is your special day, the day when you begin your studies. Now, teachers will be coming to our home to teach you. Excuse me. And you will do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but Father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets and a pleasant wind tussling in your hair. Your city is called Anazote. Or Anazont, whatever. Anazote sounds cooler. That you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There's a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our gods? Of our God's own disciples. Ooh, that's a big difference. It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right here in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We'll lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run into the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement, but there's a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He's about to take your warriors himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you, and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly that everyone in the shop hears a, "He hit me! He hit me! Ah!" A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. Then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? You press against your father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is it true, other ones? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? Next important decision, and thankfully you're able to do all of them because this one will use willpower. So far, no decisions have been made using willpower. Are you going to deny your guilt, saying it was an accident? Are you going to tell the truth and that you repaid him? Or are you going to admit your guilt, step between the adults and say that it was your fault? Which one shall you choose? Last decision of the game. Well, not of the game, of course, but this let's play. What shall you choose as your final decision? Ooh. Okay, so if we ever get to the point where there's more decisions to make, I can create a poll. But anyways. Alright, so Josh Hall wants to use a little bit of willpower to admit his guilt. Anne of Narnia, do you agree? Alright, so you're going to use some willpower and admit your guilt. Alright, here we go. That's the decision I made as well. I used up willpower really quickly in my game. You recall Mother's words, if you hurt a noble, you must be punished. There's no use in trying to lie to escape it. Say it was all your fault. You pushed the other boy to the floor because you wanted to get the present before him. Father nods to you, relieved to hear it, and the enraged nobleman grabs you by the hand and drags you out to the street. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You were told to bow to him and show humility, a bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Father stays quiet a while, but as you ride home after the punishment is over, he shows you a rectangular package. I'm proud to see you living by your lot. A common birth leads to a life of humility, and you told the truth and accepted your punishment like a man. This present is for you, my son. Inside is a little box with 10 soldiers of the holy orders inside. They are your reward for your humility. And you have done your first action to improve your relationship with a family member. You have a +1 now with your father, who is now grateful for you. But you used up some willpower, which means difficult decisions going to be a little bit harder in the future. Which means right now you can only make one more difficult decision unless you make a decision that gives you some willpower back. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be where we shall end this stream for right now. All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. Oh well, I'll do this reading and then we'll wrap it up. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought into the yard. Yeah, he is a tough dad, and I think as the story progresses, it makes sense considering the world around them why he is a tough dad. But yeah, he is very stern. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought into the yard. For the first time in months, he is home outside of the concerns of his always locked study. He spent his entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden. And now, a dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knees, recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next to him, Gloria's turn. She stands in the chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks of the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants assure you that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at some table. No fighting, just smiles, no arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes a smile off of Father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at Father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming to Anazote. He's the head of our family, my father. And things are about to get rough. Grandfather's return. And that is where we shall pick up in the next stream, ladies and gentlemen. Unless, I'll tell you, you know what, I'll tell you what. We got 5 people in here right now. Let me go ahead and do this. Should we do another 15 minutes? Or should we stop there? There we go. All right. So, what do you guys choose? Shall this be the end? Another 15 minutes. We have a vote for yes. 2 votes. All right. All right, we can do another 15 minutes. All right, so if you guys are good, then we'll keep going. I see that there are 5 people on the live stream right now. That's awesome, friends. Feel free to join in at any time and vote along with. The intrusion. Ever since the news of Grandfather's impending arrival, there's not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make sure Stefan stays in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. Then one day, grandfather arrives. It's a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, Mother, Stefan, Gloria, you, Nathan, the entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house. The house's servants lined up for you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Good health to you, father. Children, greet your grandfather as you have been taught.
Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can fool me, Robert. I know I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by mantle, and I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly.
I live honorably by my lot.
Your marriage to this low-born wench has cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood.
Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him.
I have been away for far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult! How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did not. And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor?
They're being raised in a virtuous family, father.
And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins willing, now that I'm here, this will not happen again. I am taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake.
Your brother's fate has been decided just like that, within moments of walking in the door. Father does not object, as he orders the servants to prepare Stefan for his journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts his hand on his shoulder. Grandfather's lips are a tight line with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at the crease in the blanket in Nathan's crib and mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next.
What is this, Robert? 10 soldiers in your youngest son's room. He is born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle.
Grandfather seizes the box. Ooh, you can only make 2 decisions. Grandfather seizes the box containing the warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. Where was I? Oh, this is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command toy soldiers? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt into flames. All right. So, what shall you do? Shall you burst into tears, overwhelmed by the horrible sight, or are you going to strike the dude? Which decision shall you make? I'll tell you what, I'll make another. Josh does not want either of them. All right, so will you strike? And I'll do this so that people who may not want to enter chat can choose as well. Strike or cry. There we go. Which one shall you choose? Ooh, we have 2 votes for cry. All right, there's still 2 other people who may not have responded as of yet. I'll give you a couple of seconds to decide. But so far, it seems like bursting into tears is the choice. All right. Give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burst into tears, it is. You watch your beloved present, the token of your father's love and care, burn before your eyes. The tin melts, the unpleasant smell of burning paint fills the air. For a moment you cannot breathe and you see no reason to maintain your composure. The tears start flowing, burning your cheeks and staining your shirt. You hide your face in your hands and then you hear grandfather's voice dripping with disdain.
So, the boy's a weakling just like his mother.
And you have lost an already bad relationship with your grandfather, who is looking at you with disdain. And you have no willpower. Oops. My bad. If it helps any, if you chose to strike him, he would have killed you. Soon, grandfather leaves. Your elder brother Stefan goes with him. From that day on, father hired teachers to tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous there are no good choices. There really aren't. The funny thing is, the best option is to take the one where he accidentally kills you. Yeah, I know, he should have hit him, right? From that day on, father's hired... Oh yeah, all of that. They teach you the ways of the Arcanian Empire. You often distract yourself from the instruction by playing with your younger brother, Nathan. Your home grows quiet with your elder brother. Without your elder brother, too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stefan. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles. He is now studying in preparation for his service as a nobleman.
There is here way too strict. You can't even sneeze without a teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of sword play. I sure hope he's talking about actual swords. That is my favorite part.
I think I made that joke last time, too. With Stefan now at boarding school, grandfather arrives once more. This time, to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the Empire, and has to travel. One day you ask Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now his place is here. Each time grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes father tries to gently talk him out of this. Why subject the house to constant reconstruction? Grandfather's answer is always the same.
This home is mine, and I will live here as befits a man of noble. Itty.
Some days grandfather stays home, and on those days you try your best to stay out of his sight, but there is no way you can avoid the family breakfast. The food is there, but you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She has been crying all night again. Grandfather sits at the head of the table where nobody used to sit before.
Robert, it's high time your younger sons underwent the sacraments.
Sir Brante, please, let them live free of the lot for a while longer. They are but...
Shut your mouth! Robert, this wife of yours is impertinent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she'll be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen, where she belongs. It's time you considered a real marriage, Robert, one to a woman of the proper station.
Gloria drops her fork. Father shoots her a scathing look. Tears roll down Mother's cheek. Father does not look away from the plate in his hands, clenched into his fists.
Baroness Elodar is one such woman. She is a comely woman, and a fine match. She's suing for her inheritance right now, and could use proper support and a husband. You could keep your lowborn Lydia around if you like. Servant mistress, I don't care.
Will not do that, Father.
I am the head of this family. And your family's standing took a severe blow after you married that commoner. It's unthinkable. How could you give up a memory of the beautiful Amelia Elborn for this lowly woman and that child of hers? Yeah, it's bad. But now you have a chance to set things right. Don't disappoint me.
Father nods curtly, trying not to look in Mother's direction. Father, I wish to see Stefan.
If I find your conduct and the Baroness's presence satisfactory enough, then you may see him. She's coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared.
Grandfather wipes his mouth with his napkin, throws it on the plate, and leaves. Mother's lips move silently. Nobody says a word. And the father stands up and orders you and the other children back to your rooms. Never speaks a word he needs to speak a word to mother in private. Father comes to your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease on his woolen blanket. This will be the last decision of this play, and then we'll have to come back and do another let's play another time. He comes and sits in your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease on the woolen blanket. He distanced himself from you after Stefan's departure, so you're not used to such attention from him. In the candlelight, you see his face in the dark. There's a sour expression on it. My son, Baroness Emma El Lodar, will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down. The next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for the coming dinner. You see red all around her eyes. She has been crying for a long time. It hurts just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly. You and Nathan are dressed in your new doublets. Your hair is brushed into shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress, looking pale. Grandfather is an uncharacteristically contented look about him. You hear the sound of wheels and hooves against cobblestone in the yard. A pair of dainty heels come clacking. The antechamber is completely quiet and still. Fearing grandfather's observant eye, the door opens. You see your guest, a beautiful dark-haired woman in a dress of an elegant deep blue. Father takes the hand of Lady Elodara and kisses it, showering her in compliments. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one even bothers to introduce Mother.
Baroness, allow me to introduce you to Robert's sons, other ones, and Nathan Brante. Frankly, it's his eldest, Stefan, who deserves the most attention, but currently he is studying in Eterna with the other noblemen like himself. It is my hope that his youngest sons will also make me proud one day.
Grandfather eyes you with a probing look. Ooh, you guys have a decision locked that requires willpower. You cannot maintain your composure. You do not have the willpower for it. How will you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her next to your mother as your father's rightful wife? So you can greet her politely, you can walk away, or you can demand that Mother be introduced. Which shall you do? Shall you... What was it? Walk away. You can greet. Yeah, you can greet her. You can walk away. Or you can demand to... Yeah, you can demand Mom to be introduced. Which shall you choose? All right, so we've got 5 people in the chat in the live stream right now. You guys vote and make your decision. All right, so far we have a vote for demand. We got 1 vote. Now you can demand because Robert is grateful to you. You might. Josh says you might die if you demand. You can walk away with Mother. Or you can greet the Baroness politely. Which shall you do? Remembering that your younger brother will follow your example. Alright. So we still just have 1 vote as of right now. We'll wait just a couple more seconds, and then if no one else votes, we shall demand that Mother be introduced. Alright, we'll give you another 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Ooh, we have a disagreement now. We have Josh has said to greet the Baroness politely. Alright, how are we gonna work this out? Do we have a third person who would like to break the ties? They're all bad options. Yeah, welcome to the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Everything sucks. there are like little glimmers of hope that are like really sweet. Like there's eventually like you can accept Gloria into the family, but it takes a lot of pain to get to that point. All right, do we have a tiebreaker? Is there a tiebreaker who would like to break the tie between demanding that Mother be introduced or greeting the Baroness politely? This is fun. I like watching you guys just like go back and forth on this. All right, so Josh says, I guess you'll lose Mom. Ooh, there we go. I guess you'll lose Mom if you side with the dad and vice versa. Mm-hmm. It's a tough decision. It is tough indeed. All right, shall either of you... I'll tell you what. If no consensus can be made, I shall do a coin flip, a virtual coin flip, to break the tie. So we know we're not going to walk away with Mom. We know for certain we're not walking away with Mom. Feels unfair that you do have some knowledge of what happens in the first 2 chapters, so... Anne of Narnia, is that you saying that you will concede to Josh's opinion? Josh wants to side with Dad to gain influence. That's a good perspective. What do you say, Anne of Narnia? Are you? Does that comment imply that you are conceding to Josh? Unless specified otherwise, I'll All right, I'll give you another 5 seconds. Since it seems like you're conceding the point there, unless you specify otherwise, I'll go with the greeting. 5, 4, 3, 2. You guess so? Okay. This will get really interesting if we get like more than 2 people in the chats. All right, so we're going to greet politely. You follow Father's example and kiss the Baroness's fingers gently. Her laughter fills the antechamber, ringing like chimes. You gallantly offer to lead her to the sitting room. Lady El-Lodar graciously agrees. Behind your back you can hear Mother sobbing. Grandfather and Baroness El-Lodar engage in some small talk over dinner. She tells him of the woes of litigation over her late husband's inheritance, and he advises her like the judge he is. Father is mostly silent, only getting in a word or two. You do your absolute best to behave yourself. After the farewells to Lady El-Lodar, Father quietly thanks you for your model behavior. The morning after, he leaves for Eterna with Grandfather to visit Stefan. Mother spends almost the entire day in her bedroom. You cannot bring yourself to speak to her. You've lost a little bit of influence with Lydia. Father returns from the capital in quite a rage. You overhear your parents talking. Apparently, Grandfather has already poisoned Stefan's mind against him, and he greeted Father with cold hostility. The name of Baroness El-Lodar is never mentioned in your house again. But, I know it sucks to hurt Mom, but she did tell you to accept your lot all the time. That is true. And you have built up a stronger relationship with Robert. And you've built a little bit with Gregor. He doesn't hate you as much anymore. So you have gained reputation. The family has lost a little bit of unity. I know, it sucks, right? All right, and if there's a reading thing here, there is a reading thing here. We've got 1 year left. You guys want to finish out the year? This is the last decision of childhood. If you guys want to finish it, then I've got the time to finish it. After that, I'm wrapping up. But if you guys want to finish childhood, let me know. But this is the last decision of childhood, and then it will move into adulthood. Okay. Finish it. Okay, Josh wants to finish it. All right, that's fine. We shall finish it. Here we go. Man, this is getting fun. we're almost to the point where your compounding decisions are really going to start influencing the world around you. I love this game so much. I've played it all the way through at least 5 times with different endings. Father now this is the kind of game that I would develop. Father now checks on your studies and often nitpicks you for sitting or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he becomes so annoyed, he says that he wishes Stefan had been the one to stay home instead of you. Oof. You never expected to hear these words from your father, of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. It feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting room across from the open door to the yard. Gloria has joined you today. She's already helped you progress. There's several complex passages in the book. Right now she seems preoccupied with a tube. Aren't you hurt by the way that grandfather treats you? You ask. Yes, I am aware there is about a 15-second delay. That's why I try to leave enough time. And I might be able to fix that. Nope, I cannot. That's okay, though. No worries. Alright.
Grandfathers always say they should get rid of me. I'm used to it now. He hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way and that's it.
She shows you the strange tube she's been holding.
Look, it's a kaleidoscope. It's like being super high. I gotta as a guest. Want to stay inside?
Excited by the idea, you close your eye and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. I'm gonna skip a lot of this stuff because this is like super poetic stuff, and it takes a long time to read through it. Your eyes see a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of the tube reveals a new web of interwoven colors. They mesmerize you. The kaleidoscope turns to a fire burning in the fireplace to a cavalry made of flames. You can see, this is all the stuff. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting lines, and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting it in half. Now you look at the blue sky through the window, the patterns unending, secretive and calm and peaceful. The deep blue gives way to a scattering gold. Like I said, it's a lot of poetry stuff. Ooh, let me end that poll. There we go. Alright, this fleeting beauty soon gives way to a hypnotic new pattern. In the middle of this golden glow, you see Gloria's green eyes gazing at you observantly. Your sister left you long ago. The book's abandoned and time slips away unchecked, but you're still busy peering into the kaleidoscope. Order emerges from chaos. And here we go. Here we go. Your decisions have forced you into a corner, ladies and gentlemen. You have no willpower to take the kaleidoscope apart. You have no willpower to return to your studies. You are stuck continuing to look through the kaleidoscope. Actions have consequences. Alright. So, you are going to keep looking through the kaleidoscope because that is all you are capable of doing at the moment. You continue peering through the ever-changing patterns of the kaleidoscope. Yeah, yeah. Anne of Narnia says, I think we should keep looking. Yeah, no, very wise decision, wise decision. You continue peering into the ever-changing patterns of the kaleidoscope offers you. They become truly interesting when you point it at the shining pillar gleaming in the sky. Alright, and so it gives you these visions and this super crazy stuff. You're pretty sure there's some LSD laced into it. You're leading the Imperial Army now. Grandfather says you're better than Stefan, and Father's stern voice cuts your daydream short. You lost track of time, and it's evening now. How did you get your hands on this toy, other ones? Why aren't you studying? Give it to me. You'll have to work double on your lessons tomorrow, but you regained your willpower back! And now you can actually make difficult decisions again. Was that the last one? No, it's not the last one. That's right. Grandfather visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic in the house. He has become something you're used to, something nagging yet not unordinary, like a splinter or a stain on the trousers. Tension still remains, however. Grandfather's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable it almost stings for real. Your lessons with the tutor are done for the day. You're walking down the stairs. Yeah. You catch Gloria sitting in the room through a slightly open door, sneak up on your sister and tap her on the shoulder, and she is startled.
Oh, it's you, other ones. Look, Sir Gregor is eating something.
Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with the other, and then inside the bowl you see a candied fruit. Sweet confectionery forbidden for the common estate. Like all sweet things, your grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat and puts away the bowl on a shelf and leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl when you look at her. First emotion you feel is fear, but the next comes curiosity. Stefan used to boast that candy fruit tastes incredible and how you and now you have the perfect opportunity to try it. You try a candied fruit. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it on your tongue. It's so sweet. You've never eaten anything as good as this. Josh says, about to steal me some candy. Yep. You take the bowl off the shelf. Sorry, guys. Just closing something out. You take the bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes a fruit and brings it to her mouth carefully like a rare treasure. There's a thumping on the stairs, footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why, but Grandfather is suddenly back. Oh no! You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria in after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hands. The door opens and Grandfather's menacing figure advances on Gloria. His hand seizes her arm.
You squalid, ungrateful, low-born child! How dare you bite land that feeds you? And you and your trollop of a mother would be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my spineless son! The sweet and pleasant things in life are for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Do you forget your lot?
His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls on the floor right next to where you are hidden. Her fingers glisten with warm melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather advances again, his walking stick ready, but he sees you huddling behind the armchair.
Please don't hurt him, Sir Brante. This is all my fault. He tried to stab me.
Yeah, Josh says, great. Gonna have to take responsibility for this. You can already see a bruise forming on Gloria's cheek. This is the very beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed, unlike you. You can still avoid punishment.
What is it then, Milksop? Did you try to take the sugar too? Or were you trying to stomp this piece of filth like she says?
Alright, truth or lie? Which shall you choose? Will you tell the truth? Or are you going to lie? Take your pick, my friends. Will you tell the truth or will you lie? And to give you guys a little bit more, let's see. That is, telling the truth is going to take some of the willpower that you just gained back. Lying will not, and you are unable to mock Grandfather with your sister because your relationship with Gloria has not been built up enough. So you can either, not to mock her, to mock Grandfather with Gloria. And in order to do that, back a while ago when Gloria's poems were discovered, you would have needed to comfort her, I believe. So we have 2 votes for the truth. All right. Say goodbye. Yeah. So, anybody else going to jump in? Nope, doesn't look like it. So it seems like you two are convinced that the best thing to do is use a little bit of that willpower and tell the truth. Here we go. You stand up and tell the truth, even though it takes you an effort to do it. You actually ate a candy fruit, but Gloria only touched it. You hope this will help your sister avoid punishment. You are quickly proven wrong. Grandfather's face is red with rage. He strikes you both with his walking stick, blow for blow. He keeps hitting you until he grows tired, and then he leaves you where you are. Soon enough, Mother comes to find the two of you on the floor, too afraid to move. She shakes her head in disappointment. You are badly hurt, covered in bruises, yet she still forces you to kneel and recite the precepts of the lots and how important it is to follow them. Telling the truth gained you some favor with Grandpa. Weirdly enough, you did a good thing. Let me end that poll real quick. There we go. Then you stand before Father and Grandfather and swear never to take things that do not belong to you again. So you've improved relationships with Gregor. You have lost some willpower, but you have gained a perception. And here's the thing, you've moved into a new category, which means there are plenty of options now you will be able to do that you couldn't before. Good job. Good job indeed. Oh, the ant farm. See, the mom is all about following and submission. She is. Alright, so the event that you have, you now get because you chose to tell the truth and gained enough perception. This is an exclusive path that I was not able to do my first time around on my channel because I did not have enough perception when I first played. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her and play with your brother and take care of him whenever she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the foot of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads to you the sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door to your room opens and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It's rare to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box underneath the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside, you see a layer of earth shaped into carefully crafted passages. And these passages are full of hardworking ants. Other ones, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason that all the little ones were born. You sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the colony at work. These turn out to be the methods of the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. Those are the protectors of the colony. They draw blood from your finger. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also workers who collect food for you and put it in a special tray. Leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and bring it to the rest of the colony. You take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it and starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs. Why did you do that, my son? The ants cannot know what they weren't born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. You shake your head slowly. Which shall you do now, friends? If only the ants could do whatever they wanted them to do. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. Or maybe Mother's presence is the reason they won't obey you. So which shall you do? Shall you play with Mom? Or shall you, I believe it is, play by yourself? Which shall you do? Shall you play with Mom some more, or shall you play by yourself? Oh, we have a vote to play with Mom. Do we have a second or a third vote? I know there's someone there. I know there's someone who's just lingering. Might be a bot, but who knows. But I know there's someone there who's just lingering in the background, not answering. So you can go down to the live chat and you can answer. We have 2 votes to play with Mom. Going once. Can I scroll over the options? Yes. You ask Mother to leave you alone. Or you offer to go outside together and find some bugs to feed the ants. Those are your two options. If you play with Mom, you go outside together and find some bugs to feed to the ants, or you ask Mother to leave you alone. Those are the two options that you have. And unlike some options, what this one is going to do, it's pretty obvious what effect these are going to have. Yeah. So I'm taking it then that the decision is still then to continue to play with Mom. All right. Give it another 5 seconds and then we'll lock it in. Yeah. These won't cost any willpower. It will always tell you if it costs any willpower. Really, this decision is mainly just building your either building your relationship with Mom or improving your individualistic determination. All right, so we are going to, in that case, we have 2 votes in the chat vote and a word from Josh Hall in order to play with Mother. I have not done this option yet. Mother's look is full of warmth and love. Nathan, Glory, and Father are away now. For the first time in a long while, it is just the 2 of you, and Mother takes great joy in watching over the ant farm. She shares her knowledge of the world with you. Things she tells you are true. You move closer to her and suggest going outside and finding some bugs for the ants. She agrees to this happily and holds your hand as you leave the house. Soon, you are busy catching bugs and sharing your thoughts on how the ants will feed the colony with them. From time to time, you laugh together, making up stories about errant flies and caterpillars overthrowing the ant kingdom. And you have gained a +1 with Lydia repairing the damage that was done when the mistress came to the house. Not the mistress, but you know what I mean. You and Mother hold hands as you return to your room. She can't help but smile. It is a faint smile, a child's smile. A smile full of sunlight. You are so happy to see the world through her eyes today. And you gained willpower back. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. And that's all for that one. And I believe that, yep. I welcome you now to one of the most important decisions that you will make in this game's history. What a better way to close out this stream than to give you a choice that is going to change how the rest of the game is going to be played. Father and Mother have been focused on Nathan and you ever since the early morning. Instead of breakfast, you are told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament.
My dad.
Oh, wait. I said that I was going to maintain the same voices that I used before. And in my previous Let's Play, I made Nathan a stoner. So I'm going to keep that going.
And Mother, I want to go play in like the yard. I like my plants. They make me feel fuzzy. No playing or smoking today. You and other ones are big boys now. It's time for you both to have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot. I don't want a lot. I want pot.
Ah. Be quiet and listen. You were born commoners, so you must accept a lowborn lot before the twins. When you grow up, you will get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and Mother take you by the carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. I'm hungry. I smoked before we left, so now I have the munchies. His eyes are on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon the carriage is moving. Oh, grandfather's there. You move along the streets of Enazode slowly and solemnly. One more turn, and you will see the colossal white building marked by 2 massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you are to enter the Church of the Twin Gods. You enter the gate and walk to the splendorous dome of the church. The church hall is divided into 2 halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered in dried brown spots, while the floor on the other side is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on the pews. Father and grandfather leave you to sit on one of the nobles' pews. Mother walks to the rough stone of the commoner's side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain, for the lowborn estate shall suffer the house of faith. Sorry, friends. The church acolytes surround you and lead you to the altar, where you and the other children will take your sacrament to this day. Before you stands a tall priest dressed in black with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip in the other. I don't like either of those options. Nathan's whining grows louder. Name the purple elephant. Dum dubious. Sup dum dubious. He dislikes this place. He is scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach roils in uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty little boy from the family of nobles. Priest extends the sword before him and recites the words of his lot. From this day forth, he will fight and rule and pursue the arts. Anne of Narnia doesn't remember what she did here. The boy proudly touches the flat of the blade with his lips. Nathan is the next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him towards the altar and throws him on the jagged floor on the lowborn side. The sharp edges bite into Nathan's knees as he lands, spraying drops of red around him. I don't wanna! I don't want! Why do they want to whip me? What do I do? You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage and protect him, but the acolyte's grip on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of Nathan's lot as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulders. From this day forth, Nathan, you shalt endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labor and humble in obedience to thy rulers. And now cometh thy first true suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude. The lash cracks. It strikes his right shoulder. It strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The priest tells him to rise. He has received his lot. Nathan gets on his feet and drags himself towards Mother, his knees torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. It's your turn. Your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below. So sharp, your clothing cannot protect you. Your skin begins to burn. The acolyte forces your head down, and you feel the lash being drawn above you and ready to strike. I believe you guys will be able to do anything you want to, but let's see. No! We'll get to that moment. The priest's words are for you now. This is thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art to receive thy first true suffering by the sacred lash. Dost thou accept thy lot? So you cannot, because you do not have the determination to do so, you cannot raise your head. But you can accept it, you can catch the lash with your hand, or you can defy the rite of the sacrament and kiss the priest's sword like a nobleman would. So which shall you do? Will you accept it? Will you catch the whip? Or will you kiss the sword? All right. You can accept it and just, for the moment, submit. You can catch it before it hits you, or you can kiss it. Kiss the sword, not the whip. Or the person. You're between catch and kiss? Yeah, that's where I was as well. Now, let's see what this one is. So, kissing the sword is going to use up some willpower. Now, right now, you have enough willpower to make 2 difficult decisions. But that's up to you. This is the only one that uses any willpower. The other 2 don't use willpower. Which shall you do? No choices yet. No choices have been made as of yet. To accept it, you will be submissive. To catch it, you will try to fight your lot. Or if you kiss the sword, you will try to claim a nobleman's lot instead of a commoner's lot. It's a tough one. I know it's a tough one. This was a tough one for me too, I believe. Oh, we have a vote for Catch the Whip. All right. The first vote has been cast. All right. Anybody else going to jump in? Who else is going to jump in? We have 5 people watching right now, which means a total possibility of 5 votes. Of course, that removes any possible bots. Anyone else want to vote? We have 1 vote so far. Anne of Narnia, can't remember what she did. I am guessing that vote goes to Josh. So here's what we'll do, okay? I'll give about 30 seconds, okay? I'll give a 30-second countdown. And then, if no other choices are made, we will go with Catching the Whip. This is when things are going to get really interesting. 2 votes for Catch the Whip. All right. Just a few more seconds just to see if it's going to get overturned, but I think pretty much the 2 of you have been the ones who've been responding so far, so looks like we're going to stick with Catching the Whip. Another 5 more seconds on my end, and then we'll wrap it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Catch the latch. Catch the lash it is. The lash strikes, but your hand flies up and intercepts it before it can reach your shoulder. The leather whip leaves a deep cut on the palm of your hand. Blood starts dripping down from your arm, soaking your humble shirt with red. The furious priest yanks the lash out of your hand. The acolytes grab you by the arms again. You will not be given a second chance to interrupt the sacrament. The lash cracks. It hits you on the right shoulder. You grit your teeth. Your back barely hurts at all. The real pain comes from the cut on your hand. Ooh. I went with Kiss the Sword, so that's very interesting. End poll. There we go. The lash strikes again, this time on your left shoulder. You rise and walk away from the altar swaying. You see things with surprising clarity now. A timid hand, adrenaline will do that. A timid hand touches yours. It's Nathan, his tearful face a mixture of confusion and awe. You have impressed your brother. Mother takes your hand and leads you out of the church. Once you are outside, she scolds you for being insubordinate. Grandfather is the last to leave his church. His face is covered in red, angry blotches. There is quite a fury in his voice as he says something to Father, who remains quiet and miserable as you walk to the carriage. You defied a powerful will that day. There is a fear inside of you, fear that this will might one day destroy you. You have lost 1 on perception. You have gained 1 in your determination now, which means you may not be able to make perceptive choices, but you can now make determinative choices. You have become more individualistic than you were before. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You have taken your first sacrament and received the commoner's lot. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long time to heal. Mother says it's a reminder of your lot, suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Gloria shows you the mark of the lash on her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. You're a commoner now. This is the lot you were born into. But Father keeps telling you to study hard so that you may yet earn a different lot and become noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness when Stefan lived with you, when he wrote to you shortly after he left, and now he thinks it beneath him to write to the commoners and his family. What happens if you kiss the sword? You dodge the whip entirely. You reach up, wrap your hands around the sword, you kiss it, it slices your hands, and Grandfather's impressed with you. Because you showed that you're willing to fight and take pain in order to try to gain the noble lot, which is what he really wants. If you want to impress Grandfather and have a good relationship with him, you have to make that decision. Mother didn't lock herself in her bedroom as often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figure of grandfather was looming over you. You learned the true power of the lot. If you want to see what that section is like, that's in episode 4 of my personal Let's Play of the game. You learned the true power of the lot only after the head of the family's arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. Is this just him, or is it the way of the entire world? The very thought makes you queasy. You're older now, and what's more, you're an older brother now. You've learned to care for someone else, how to teach and protect. Soon, you're a small boy no longer. As the days pass, play gradually gives way to laborious study. Now, your choices will decide your place in a bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of childhood. And that is where we are going to wrap it up for the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been fun. I'm glad you guys were here and enjoyed the gameplay. Like, I love this game so much. I mean, like, this game is so inspiring to me, and I've found it to be very useful in talking to people about my faith. Because, like, you really get to live out your values, and it's so exciting to watch, like, what happens, and how you're able to use it as a chance to share why you believe what you believe and how you end up living it when those decisions come out. So let's look over some of the yeah, it is fun. So we'll be doing more of this in the very near future. So here are some of the things that have happened. You have gained a lot of determination. You had some good perception. Lost some of that in that last decision, though. You have good willpower, and you have not had your first death yet. And we'll do this last cutscene, and when the cutscene is over, we'll wrap it up. I think it's a cutscene. Maybe not. Yeah, it is a cutscene.
I was growing up fast. The school, the streets, and the whole wide world awaited me beyond the gate of my parents' house.
All right, and that is where we call it for now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Maybe either tomorrow afternoon or perhaps sometime on Thursday. That's what I'm kind of looking at if we're going to do another this week. But for now, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you soon, other ones. Peace out, homies!